Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Fanny and today I'll be showing you how to create a simple invoice template or an invoice using Canva. Now, Canva is basically a tool that helps create design with a couple of templates, be it social media posts, be it cards, be it thumbnails, and many more others. So you simply open your computer, go to your browser and go to canva.com. From here, you can browse through a couple of templates, either logo, flyer, banner, maker, whatsoever you want. So for us, we want to create an invoice. So what to do, we search here for invoice. So we have a couple of templates that you can start right away with. Some are paid. So we just create a blank template. Let's name it invoice. So once we have this invoice, we can start designing what we really want this page. So first, let's create a text. Call it maybe a logo and put it up there right on top. Then add another text and maybe let's call it invoice. So you can drag it to see how it is being aligned. And then let's add a subheading and just let it be invoice number 00001. So let's drag it to this corner. All right. So your logo can be an image. I'll show you that later. Let's give it a font of Redoka 1. So let's give this logo a color of maybe blue. Let's look for Canva colors. So Canva also has a couple of color palettes, so you can just check this. Let's look at this and then look for a blue color, whatever color you wish. So here we have a couple of blues. So let me take this. So let's use the darker version. Let's copy this. Then give our logo a color. It's so dark. Let's get a lighter one. This. And paste it there. Let's make it uppercase. So the next thing is let's add a date. Today is 7th. Then let's just put it below the heading here. And let's make the word date bold. Then let's add another heading and let's call this build to. Let's make this bold and then put it just below. Let's make a copy of this. Simply copy and then paste and then move this to this other end and rename it from. So we can expand this so that it's a bit visible. So we are going to add another text, then give the person's address, for example, Nakasero Road, plot 24, Kampala, and then write an email. So let's make this text be that way, and then put it just below here. And then also we can add the person's phone number, that. And then from this is the sender's address and contact info. So we just copy this, paste it, and then move it this way, and then just edit it. So let's see. So we can reduce the font size, as you can see they're a bit big, to maybe 24. Same to this. Highlight all of it and change it to 24. So from, say, code check 0226 for Kampala, and I put the email and contact and phone number. So let's move this here so that it's well aligned. So the next thing is we are going to need to make sure that this spacing is enough. Let's try to pull this a bit up there. So we can group this, just highlight it, right click, and then group, so we can move them together. The same thing we do to this, highlight it, right click, and then move it to the same line as that. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's see how it looks. That's what we so far have. So let's go ahead and put the items. Scroll down. So I'll add a shape. So you go to elements and then just search for shapes. So let's use this, adding this, let's reduce it and just adjust it to the way you want it. Yeah, so I hope this is the same color. Is it? Right, it's the same color, so adjust it to a size that you want. So after doing this, we are going to add text. Click on text, then add, just call it item. Then let's move it here and then reduce it to maybe 30 and give it a color white. So let's copy item, right click and copy, and then paste, and then move this here and just rename it to quantity. This look a bit big. Let's reduce the font size again to 24. Maybe that's fair. Same applies to this, 24. All right, let's make sure that they're on the same line, and then let's copy this again and then paste it, and then rename it to price, and then paste it again, move it to the end and rename it to amount. You can include the amount maybe in USD. So let's adjust these items so that they are a bit spaced. All right, now that we have this section, let's group all of them. So you just highlight all these and then right click and then group. Upon reduction, that's how it will look. So let's go ahead and add the items. So the first item, let's reduce it. Call it item 1. Let's have the size to 16. So we can copy this same item 1, copy it, paste it, and then move it to quantity. And then just say it's 1, paste again, bring it here to the price, then indicate the price, 200, and then paste it again, put the amount there, call it 200. So let's make sure that these are in the same line. So once we have this on the same line, we can group this as well. Just highlight them all, right click and then group, and then come back, copy the entire group and then paste it, and then move it just below it, and then paste it again depending on the number of items you have. So we put that there. So after having item 1, we can rename this to item 2, then quantity is 2, price is 200, 200 times 2, that's 400. So we have item 3, quantity is 1, price is 4, amount is 400. Then lastly, we can just have a line, or we can actually group these entire items again. So you just highlight it, right click and group it. So that's how the items will be. All right, after that, let's go back to elements and then look for lines. So let's get an horizontal line. Let's see if it exists. We have this. So let's just move it below here, adjust on the thickness, and then move it to here. So let's adjust it and then add another text and call it total, which we are going to just put below here, and reduce the font to 24, and then add the total 800, which is 1000. So reduce the size to also 16, adjust it till it's in the same line. So you can see we are actually running out of space below, so let's make sure we create some more space from up here. We have this, let's reduce this to 34, 32, let's reduce this to 50, then let's reduce this to 24, so that we can create more space. And then let's move this a bit up, let's move this as well, the same line with that. So let's reduce this also to 24, also this to 24. Let's make sure that the text is the beginning. Same applies to this. All right, so let's move all this. Let's reduce also this as well from 24 to 16. You just have to master how to play around with this. Is this 16? Let me see. Yes, 16. Then also reduce this to 16, and then let's highlight this entire table and move it up. This looks better. So let's replicate this line. Just click on it, copy it, and paste it. Then just move it below here, the total. Let's make it grayish. Go to color and maybe choose that. Click on this, go to color and choose that. All right. So let's move on to the next thing, that is adding payment details. So I think we are just going to copy this section, this entire section. Let's copy this and then paste it down here. Let's move it here. And then we change build to payment details. Let's increase it a bit by just pulling this. Alright, so you change this to account name and then account number. So you add your account number there, bank name, for example Equity Bank, and then you can also add Swift code. So you add your bank Swift code. I'm not sure if this is the correct, this is just an example I'm showing you. And then let's add another subheading, just make it down below here and write the word thank you. So let's move it here. So this is how our invoice looks. So you can, let's move this a bit below. You can add as simple designs to it. Let's go to elements and then look for shapes. Let's see. So we have this shape. You can add it here. You can rotate it to the way you want. And then let's make a copy of this same shape and paste it and then bring it this side and then rotate it a bit. So we have something like that. Let's move this here. So this is how our invoice looks. Let's change this to small letters, then move this. Let's try to make this bold and see. All right, that looks better. So now this is our invoice. You can see it's just simple. So now to export this, we shall just go to share, then download, and then file type. You choose PDF and then download. So you can see your file is being downloaded here. Once it's done, you can just click on this and open the file. And this is your simple invoice. Now you can use this invoice template every single time. How do you do that? You just come back to your Canva, right here, and then click duplicate page. In case you want to make the invoice to another client. So you click on that. It will create a copy of the first invoice that you made. And then here you can change whatever you want to change. For example, the client details. We can say now we are going to send this to someone else. For example, Bill Clinton. And then put his address there, USA. And then put his email. And then his numbers. You also change the items. If you want to just super fast, so you can say design and then you put the amount and then add the total. Let's say this is 2. Just come and change this and then the price is there, and then this one becomes 400 and then the total becomes 1,200. So your payment details remain the same. In case you want to change it, you can change it the same way you've seen me change the others. So basically that's how you create an invoice. And then you can change this logo to a logo of your choice or as an image. So what we do is you just come to upload. Let's upload a file. So for example, let me add my own logo. And then we shall just remove this word logo. Click on it, then delete it. And then add this image there. Drag it to where the logo is. Resize it to the size that you want. So after resizing it, you realize that this is a bit red. So you might be asking, how can I change the colors? You just come here, come to color, and then choose the color that you want, the red color whatsoever. The same thing you do here, change it to red, and then the same thing, you come here, click on that, the shape, go here, change the color. It's just super simple. And then you can change the invoice number from here. Let's call this invoice 2. And then once you're done customizing this, you come back, click on download, choose PDF, and then download. So once you open that, you can see we have the first invoice that was this, and then we have the second invoice that has been customized to a different color. It can be any color, black, your brand color, whatsoever. The logo can be really customizable. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and let me know what else you would like to learn.